Hi friends, myself Aniket Vishnu Renavikar, Assistant Professor, Center for Distance Education, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. In program MCOM Valuation of Real Estate, the subject is building construction. In that, the topic is concrete. We have already seen in this topic that the types of concrete, consistency of concrete, curing of concrete, various tests are carried out in concrete, their characteristics of concrete, etc. In previous lecture. In this lecture, we can learn about the classification of cement concrete and grades of concrete. So, the first classification of cement concrete, the first type is a plain cement concrete, means PCC. We can say normally it is said that PCC, plain cement concrete. It is obtained by mixing of cement, sand and coarse aggregate and water. It has very good compressive strength. PCC has very good compressive strength. It is weak in tension and it has very good resistance to weathering, and it is impervious. It has good resistance to abrasion. It can be molded to any shape. It is hard and durable. And this plain cement concrete or PCC used for the foundation base, basically in foundation base, foundation flooring base, mass concrete and retaining wall, the PCC is used. Next type is a reinforced cement concrete. As we know that PCC is weak in tension, therefore tensile strength by using steel reinforcement is given to the concrete called as reinforcement cement concrete or RCC. The steel is mild steel bars of size 6 mm to 40 mm in diameter. Nowadays, torch steel is also used for reinforcement. RCC is strong in compression as well as in tension. It can bear all types of stresses. It also can be molded to any shape. It is hard and durable. The RCC is used in commonly the columns, beams, slab, foundations, retaining walls, bridges, tanks, etc. We have seen in construction industry the RCC is main part of that. Next part is a precast concrete. Precast concrete. It is used when large number of components of similar dimensions are required. The best option is to use precast concrete produced in a factory. The precast concrete work is done under strict supervision. Hence, precast units has best quality. The time consumed and the formwork required for construction can be saved. Precast units are economical for large scale production, but it is difficult for transportation, handling and lifting. Next is a pre-stressed concrete. Next point is cement concrete type is a pre-stressed concrete. In pre-stressed concrete, internal traces of such nature are introduced that the traces resulting from given external loading are counterbalanced to some extent. In this pre-stressed concrete, the steel is pre-elongated so as to avoid excessive lengthening under service load. At the same time, the concrete is pre-compressed so as to prevent development of cracks and under tensile traces. There are various advantages of pre-stressed concrete. In pre-stressed concrete, large span construction is possible. Dead load can be reduced because thin member size. Pre-stressed concrete is free from cracks. It has low maintenance cost and good fire resistance. Its initial cost is high, hence uneconomical for small works. And this pre-stressed concrete is used in columns, beams, slab, water tank, railway sleepers, etc. for various purposes. These are various classification of cement concrete. That is, we can already see in the this PCC, RCC, precast concrete and pre-stressed concrete. Next we can see the grades of concrete. There are various different grades of concrete where we have commonly used in this. There are M5 to M25, M5, M75, 7.5, M10, M50, M20, M25. These are the proportion of concrete mix is already given and already fixed. And M20 means there is a maximum compressive strength of that concrete should be 20 Newton per mm square in 28 days. This is the main mix grades of concrete or mixing of concrete. M means mixed concrete, design of concrete. This concrete is designed as per the after the 28 days their strength of concrete should be for M20 there is a 20 Newton per mm square and for M15 15 Newton per mm square. This should be used. In that, first we can see the M5 grade of concrete. M5 grade of concrete, their proportion is 1:5:10, means 1 cement as equal to 5 sand and 10 aggregates. This is in this there is a 60 mm aggregate should be used, and this is used for the concrete for heavy walls, foundation fillings, etc. M7.5 is also similar to M5, that is 1:4:8, 1 cement, 4 sand, 8 aggregates. There are also 60 mm grades of aggregates used, and this is also used for the heavy walls, foundation fillings, etc. Next grade of concrete is M10. M10 grade of concrete, there is the proportion is 1:3:6, and aggregate size used is 50 mm, and this is used for the retaining walls, culverts, etc. Next commonly used part is M15 and M20. In that M15 there is a proportion is 1:2:4, 1 cement, 2 sand, 4 aggregates, and the 40 mm aggregate size should be used, and these are commonly used in all general RCC works in building construction like staircase, beam, column, lintel, slab, chajja, weather shed, and for machine foundation of RCC piles, etc. So M15 concrete is commonly used in our types. In M20 concrete, there is a strength is a proportion of mix is a mixed design is a 1:1.5:3, and 20 mm size of aggregate should be used in this permissible. And this is used for water retaining structure like water tanks, canals, aqueduct, etc. This is also M15, and M20 is already commonly used mixed design for various purposes. And there is a more strength. We can use the M25 concrete, that is 1:1:2. In this 12 to 20 mm size of aggregates should be used, and this is used for heavily loaded RCC column and RCC for long spans, etc. And other M30, M40, these are designs are carried out in mixed design as per the procedure, and then it should be used. It is used in heavy works for a purpose. Next point is a curing of concrete. The concrete structure surface are kept wet for a certain period after placing of concrete, so as to promote the hardening of cement. It consists of a control of temperature and moisture movement from and into various purposes. The curing protects the concrete surface from sun and wind. The presence of water is essential to cause the chemical action which accompanies the setting of concrete. Normally there is an adequate quality of water at the time of mixing to cause hardening of concrete, but it is necessary to retain water until the concrete has fully hardened. The strength of concrete gradually increases with age. Curing is efficient. The increasing strength is sudden and rapid in early stages, and it continues slowly for indefinite period. The resistance of concrete to abrasion is considerably reduced by proper heat. The period of cooling depends on the type of cement and nature of work. For ordinary Portland cement, the curing period is about 7 to 14 days. If the rapid cement is used, the curing period can be considerably reduced. Effects of improper pure disadvantages of improper curing. So the improper curing is the chances of increase of chloride and atmospheric chemicals are very high. The cohesive and flexible strength are lower.
Cracks are formed due to plastic shrinkage, drying and thermal effects. The durability decreases due to higher permeability. These are prominent those parts of structure which are either directly exposed or those which have large surfaces compared to, such as roads, canals, bridges, flowers, etc. It therefore necessary to protect the exposure surfaces even before setting. Otherwise, may lead pattern of fine cracks. There are the two methods of drilling. The tape should be kept for dissipation of heat of head, and the loss should be prevented. So, friends, today we can see in this lecture the classification of the cement concrete, methods of curing, and the various of concrete in just M5, M7, M10, M18, M20, M25 already set types of cement concrete. First is PCC, plain concrete, is RCC, reinforced cement concrete, and third is cast concrete, and fourth is pre-stressed. We can see in this lecture. So we stop here. This all should be out by the self-install of distance education, Shivaji University. So friends, any query, any doubt in this lecture or any, you can call and you can in following cd_20@unish.ac.in.